Hello everyone, this is Pastor Katie, and today I am out at Lake of the Woods, and one of my favorite little spots. It's a dead-end street. I don't tell people that I come here because it is such a beautiful, tranquil spot on the lake, especially when the park's closed. And Abby and I can come out here and I can just look at the water and be reminded of how refreshing it is. So in yesterday's video, I said that Monday was Earth Day. That was not true. Today is Earth Day. Monday was Abby's Gotcha Day. But April 22nd is the day that we kind of, as a world, celebrate God's creation and how lucky we are to live in such a wonderful place. And I think that that is especially true for us here in Decatur, in Michigan. We get to live lake life. I have, in Chicago, I got to live close to Lake Michigan on the other side, obviously. But it wasn't the same and the same kind of enjoyability. I didn't go out on the lake that much in Chicago. And here it just feels so much more peaceful. But I also think we feel more connected to the land. I am excited for spring fruits and vegetables to start popping up. I know you can see as you drive past the farms, you can see the green stuff starting to come up, and seeds are starting to be planted, and that stuff is really exciting. And I think our connection to agriculture and to actually growing food helps us to, feel a little bit more connected to creation and what God has given us here in Decatur. But for Earth Day, I think it's important to think about what it means in the midst of the pandemic, as much as we are being restricted from being on the lake, from recreational use of it, from fishing. I know that that's breaking a lot of teenage hearts in our congregation. And that is one of the frustrations that a lot of us are feeling, is we don't know what the summer is going to look like and if we're going to be able to be out on the lake. Because we enjoy it so much, and it's our happy place for a lot of us. But also I think in the midst of the pandemic, there is always a silver lining. Some days it's easier to find than others. Some days I can't see it, I don't want to see it, and some days it's just so evident it smacks you upside the head. But one of the benefits that we're experiencing is that with the pandemic, pollution has exponentially decreased. Factories aren't running, we're not in our cars as much. The air is cleaner than it has been in years. So while we get to take a rest in kind of whatever this is, I also think that the earth is getting a break too. I saw in South Africa, on the reservation that I went and safaried on 4 years ago, that the lions are laying in the middle of the streets because there are no people, and that the animals get to be a little bit more wild in the game parks and reserves, because there aren't people around to distract them. And I think, there are those little things that we can look at the bright side and try to be a little bit more positive, that while we may feel like caged animals, there are a lot of creations being able to rebound because we're not using and abusing it in ways that we normally do. So I just want to take today and encourage you to get outside. It's still cold. I'm not about it. But to enjoy the creation that we get to find ourselves in, to look at the grass that's now green, the flowers that are coming up, that made it through last week's snow, drive past the lake, sit and stare at water, whatever it is that gives rest to your soul, to allow God's creation to kind of seep into you in that way, I think is a beautiful way to spend some time today on Earth Day, but every day, to really celebrate the gift that we've been given in creation, in this place we get to call Earth, and to pay it respect and homage. So if you're out for a walk today, I encourage you to bring a plastic bag, pick up whatever garbage you can find. Ebby did his part today by salvaging a bunny that he found. We're not going to talk about that. But there are lots of ways that we can help today and every day to save this beautiful earth that we live on. So I pray that God blesses you today as we give thanks for the earth that we have been given to live upon. Thanks, folks, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.